Hello.
Hi.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Welcome in. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. How
Nice
was
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. My name's Natan.
I'm George Lawyer.
Hi, George Lawyer. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
How was the drive up here?
It was fine. You know, it was kind of muggy outside, but you know that comes with all the weird rain up here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it can switch on you real quick.
I know,
right?
it's on and off, kind of like Florida weather
Right.
in a way. But yeah, it was a nice drive. It's
Right.
cool.
Have you visited Florida? Have you been to
I've
Florida
been
before?
once, and that was when I went to Disney. So,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
But that was
Nice.
it.
Oh, it's been years since I've gone to Disney.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
It's been a long time.
Should go now.
It seems nice. It seems nice. I would love to take my family up there.
Yeah, a little bit's changed, I'm sure, from
Mhm.
you know our perception of Disney Channel and it now, but some stuff has changed.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Are you originally? You're from this area?
No, I'm from the Middle Georgia area, so
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. When did you make a move here?
Like 3 or 4 months ago. So you
Mm-hmm.
know, with new job, things like that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Glad you feel kind of settled in and that you come in today. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to know you and talk to you about what brings you in here today. But there's just some quick kind of therapeutic things that I want to do first in order for us to kind of be on the same page with everything. So I do just want to let you know real quick about a confidentiality agreement. I want to let you know that everything that we say in this space is going to be confidential, except for something that may be a harm to you or harm to others. These are things that I do have to disclose to others, but besides that, everything else is kept within the confidentiality of this therapeutic space, okay? And the next question that I want to ask you is to gauge any threats of suicide, any suicidal thoughts that you've been having. Are these any presenting concerns that you may have?
No, but in the past, there have been people that think I've been a harm to myself and others. But at the moment, no, I don't have any thoughts or feelings
Okay.
of suicide.
No ideations, no plans.
Nope.
Gotcha. Okay. That's good to hear. Well, awesome. Well, George, let's go ahead and kind of jump into what brings you in here today. Feel free to just tell me how you're feeling and yeah, what I can help you with.
Well, I've kind of had like a lot of racing thoughts and racing behaviors. I've had some difficulty in the past with some, life situations with my job, with family, and my wife recently filed for divorce with me, so I'm having a little trouble with that and, trying to cope with it. With the past difficulty that I have had with, some mental difficulties, I've sought out therapy and, I've gotten better here and there. And then I was kind of like let off to be relieved from treatment, and I end up back square one with like people say it's behavioral problems, and so yeah, I guess that's maybe the best way I could put it.
Mm-hmm. So, tell me a little bit more about your job. Where do you work?
I work at a junior college, and I coach for both the men and women's track team. And so I oversee practices, oversee the meets. I've recently gotten my team to regionals, And, you know, with being so far in with regionals, it's a big thing for our college, big thing for our teams because we're not used to winning a lot.
Yeah.
So, and then our department, the track team department is the first sport in our college in a couple of years to actually be on a winning streak.
Oh,
So I would,
congratulations.
thank you. I like to keep that streak and, you know, push my team to go further, be successful.
Right. That's good. Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
That's a good accomplishment. So the previous years, were you guys making it to regionals? I mean, or is this kind of the first couple of years where you started being able to accomplish that?
We've been seeing progress over the years, and so, but I think this is the first time in a while that we've gotten this far. So, you know, I'm just trying to stay on the straight path into winning, to get regionals and state championship for my team.
Great.
It gets a lot of people who want to recruit them for, you know, national sports teams in the track field.
Gotcha. Tell me a little bit more about this progression for you personally, seeing the success in the team, and as the job has progressed, how it's kind of fulfilled you throughout the years.
Seeing the team progress over the years, it's definitely made me happy and very enthused on being the coach of the team. I want nothing but the best for all of my runners. I do find myself very engaged in my work, and I'm stuck in my office and thinking about what's the next move I should make for a winning streak. What runner should I put here? What runner should I put there? What am I going to do with my long distance runners? What am I going to do with my high jump people? You know, because, you know, never know what could happen. An injury could happen. Somebody could drop out. You know, I'm always just thinking about the next step. You know, I always have these racing thoughts about my team and how they should be able to succeed. You know, I want the best for them. So.
That's good. So it sounds like it takes like a lot of organization and dedication for this job.
Yes, very dedicated, very motivated, and to see my team being successful.
Okay, well that's good. That sounds like a fulfilling job.
It is. You know, I guess winning would be the goal for me, and then that would be the relief. That would be my holy grail.
Gotcha. Yeah, so in the track and field theme, it really is about finishing the goal.
Yeah, finishing the race.
Both literally and figuratively. Well, that's good. Well, so that's good that you feel some sense of fulfillment from that job, and there is kind of a goal in sight. Tell me a little bit, you mentioned, you said you were going through a divorce? How old are you, by the way?
I am 32, going to be 33. Yeah.
Gotcha. When were you born?
October 15th. October 15th.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Good. So yeah, tell me. So you're about 33. You be turning 33, and so tell me about this divorce you're going through.
So I've been married for about roughly 10 years. Me and my wife Cheryl, you know, I met her when I was playing football in college, and then now we have 2 beautiful children together. And lately, because of my behavior over the past couple of months, Cheryl's embarrassed by my behavior, and she wants me to get help, which I have, and we've also been counseling together. But we just can't see eye to eye. on certain things at home. And it's taken a toll on Cheryl. And I think it's just her. She threw the towel in, so she filed for divorce.
Gotcha. Sorry to hear that. But tell me a little bit about some of these behaviors that Cheryl has described to you, or some of these things that have been built upon over the years.
Well, I've had a couple of episodes, two where they've gotten me hospitalized. I want to say the first one was around the time where I got pulled for an interview on being in the championship for regionals, and I was talking to the interviewer, and I was just telling him like all my strategies, my game plans for the team, and I was just so excited. And I also started talking to him about one of my star runners on the female team. We were going to go, or we did. We went out to a school she had been looking at. Wanted to recruit her, and we visited the school. And I told the interviewer, I said I didn't want to pass it up because she's a nice looking woman. And when that happened, my wife was very upset with me. For I guess having thoughts of thinking another woman's attractive. And then there was another instance at a meet where I was hyping my team up, and I didn't tell Cheryl that I took we have like a sword-like figure in our fireplace. I took it and brought it to the meet with us, and when during trying to hype my team up, getting them prepared and route for their meet, I took out the sword, swinging it around, cheering them on, and that seemed to motivate them to get them ready for their meet. And she came to me and she thought that I could have really hurt somebody. Which, I mean, she's not wrong, but I'm just trying to, keep the motivation up for my team. Just want to keep them, on a high. They seem to be fine with it. Nobody seemed as though I was a threat to them. Nobody was in fear or anything like that. And I think even the clip, as we were running out of the field house, a clip of it got on TV, and the newscaster was like, I motivated my team so much, and that that possibly me hyping them up made them win that day. So, I thought I was just doing, the good thing to keep them motivated, keep them wanting to do what they're doing, which is to run and to win.
Right.
That's what we care about, right? But Cheryl thought that was a very it's not a smart decision for me to take that with me, the sword. So, yeah.
Gotcha. How did you feel about these actions, the sword and the talking about the good-looking woman?
It made me feel great, It gave me a little life in my life. Being a coach is a little stressful, but seeing the thrill in other people's faces and being around different people, it made me feel great. It brought me to a very high. And that's all I want. I want the motivation, the determination, everything. So,
Gotcha. tell me a little bit more about this feeling of high that you feel. Is there anything else that kind of gives you that feeling? Any other instances from the past that you can recall that give you that same feeling?
No, well, when I played football, when I was in college, it gave me that sense of, excitement and motivation. Similar as like what I give to my team, what I got from my past experience in playing football. I want to give that to my team.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So it came from the sports.
Yeah, sports.
Mm-hmm.
Love sports.
Great. Good. Okay. So, yeah, that's a great way to get yourself hyped up and great for your health, great for cardiovascular health and things of that nature. So tell me a little bit more about where you grew up. If you give me a little bit more of your kind of like family history. Just, a little bit more about you.
Well, I grew up in a small Midwestern town, and my father, he taught history courses in high school, and he also coached the high school football team. I have one older brother and two younger sisters, and we're all very athletic, very average, like I said, I love sports now. I love sports then. It keeps me going now for my team. And when I started playing football, I played football on a scholarship before Wright, and I got offered to go to the professional leagues, but I just didn't take it because I wanted to, coach. When I was playing football, I had a lot of friends, peers, that wanted me to, partake in like drinking and things of that nature, but I always declined because of my father being an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
He did get treatment for it. He went to his AA meetings and he got better and he stayed sober. So I, commend him for that and respect him for that. And I'd always declined from my peers because I didn't want to fall in my father's footsteps because of how adamant of a heavy drinker he was. And but everybody thought that after he got treatment, they saw how he progressed in his life, and so other people also commended him for him being sober. And so I'm glad he's sober. I'm glad I didn't follow his footsteps either. I also have an uncle on my mother's side who was diagnosed with acute schizophrenia. He kind of had like similar episodes like I did, but his was far more worse. He got hospitalized many more times than I have.
Gotcha. So when you first were telling me about kind of your the reason that you came in, you mentioned the main concern being these racing thoughts. Can you describe those a little bit more to me?
I can say like my thoughts race a lot. When I'm thinking about my coaching skills for the team, I just want what's best for the team. So I'm always thinking of what can we do next to improve. Like what have we not done? What are areas in which I know are hindering us from winning? Like they're just ongoing racing thoughts. It's like sometimes they race so much that I feel like I may need to talk, and so sometimes when I talk they race. My thoughts race, my plans race, everything like that. It goes it's just so fast. I don't know how to get it out sometimes.
Does it affect you in any other ways? Maybe sleep, maybe in some ways that are different than just the racing thoughts? Does it affect sleeping, eating, any other areas of functioning?
Sometimes I can't sleep. And I have a lot of energy some days, and then some other days I have no energy and I just stay in bed. I want to say, I think one hospitalization I was in bed for about 3 days. I just couldn't get up, I was stuck.
Gotcha.
Didn't have any energy to move or anything like that.
Can you tell me a little bit more about these hospitalizations? When was the most recent one? How many have you had?
My most recent one was when my director of sports teams, all the sports teams for the college, he was looking for me and ended up finding me in my office. And he tried to talk me out of leaving my office to go home, but I just didn't want to leave. I had things to do, playing for my team. And I was planning for regionals and just strategies, to win. And he ended up calling my wife, and she tried to talk me into leaving, but I told her I couldn't leave. I had things to do for my team, because I'm so dedicated for my team winning. And she ended up calling the police, and they took me to a psych ward, and I stayed there for about a couple weeks. It's mainly I go when I have different episodes. Like I said in the past, I've been treated for them, and when I get better, I'm usually released and I'm fine for a couple months, and then have an episode and just end up back where I was in the hospital.
Gotcha. And you said you've been to therapy before, correct?
No, I've also been to therapy with my wife, kind of like couples therapy, to try to get our marriage back on track, but it's not working.
Have you received any prior diagnoses of anything?
Yes, I was diagnosed with a bipolar disorder. And before my diagnosis, I was being treated with lithium carbonate. They had to wash that so I wasn't being overdosed with it to be toxic to me or anything. And ended up taking some other medications to kind of even it out. Especially when I was hospitalized, they were giving me some more medications, but it's always the lithium that I'm taking.
Gotcha. So, how long ago did you receive that diagnosis? I got it maybe after my last hospitalization, or the one I just mentioned. And I think it's probably because it's genetic, I think. Because of my uncle. Does anyone specifically in your family have bipolar disorder? Anyone been diagnosed with it?
No.
No?
It was just my uncle with the acute schizophrenia, but bipolar.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that history with me. Let's talk a little bit more kind of about your personal life and some of your personal history, so I can get a full picture here. So tell me again. So you are married to Cheryl, but going through the process of a divorce. And how many kids do you have? Do you have kids? Two kids. How old are they?
One's 13 and the other's 10. 10 going on 11.
Right. So they're in the preteen years.
Yeah.
How's that for you?
It's rough, going on with the hormones. And they're just entering high school, so that's another thing. I work with mostly adults, or at least half adults in college. But so seeing the preteens come out of them is definitely interesting to see. Makes it funny to compare the half adults I have and the preteens I have too.
Right. What are some things you like to do with them?
I don't really spend much time with them because I'm always involved in my work. So I usually see them when I'm home. And that's about it. Cheryl usually takes care of them mostly since I'm always at work. And she takes them out if they need to be taken, shopping or elsewhere. But usually see them when I'm at home.
Gotcha. Well, it's rewarding things to have kids.
Yeah.
I have.
They're a delight.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old, and
so you can relate a little bit.
Yeah. Seeing them grow up is quite the experience. So, we know you're very much into athletics, and sports, obviously track, and football. Any other sports or any other hobbies that you're interested in?
No, just keep myself preoccupied with my work. I know at one point I did get I quit because it was a lot. At one point, Cheryl was complaining about me always at work, and I ended up quitting. But then I just needed that thrill back in my life. I needed the rush. So I ended up getting my job back. So everything sports.
Gotcha. That's good. So, what else I want to ask you? Tell me a little bit about your medical history. Do you have any pre-existing conditions?
No.
No?
Not that I know of.
When's the last time you seen your primary care physician?
Maybe when I was hospitalized. Not sure if it was the first or the second one, but one of us ended up seeing them. And that's when I was referred to another a psychiatrist, because at first since my first episode I was seeing the school psychiatrist, and then as some of my episodes progressed, I stopped seeing the school psychiatrist and I started seeing another one.
Gotcha. Okay. So, no existing conditions. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about your family background, growing up again. I know you said your father has some problems with alcohol, but did you have any siblings? How was it interacting with your mother?
My interaction with my mother was straightforward. We had a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from me and my siblings having like sibling rivalries,
Mm-hmm.
we got along very well.
Gotcha.
It was just my dad's alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
It took a toll on all of us. When he drank affected his behavior and the things he said, which also affected my mother and my siblings and I.
Mm-hmm.
But when he got sober, things started being more positive.
Gotcha. What was the timeline of his drinking, if you can remember, when he started and when he started being sober?
When I was probably started while I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's also the time where I had peer pressure then too, but it didn't get really heavy until I got to college. But probably stopped around my last year of college, where he started to get better and sober.
Gotcha. And how did that feel, seeing that progression of your father?
It made me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And then also like him getting sober gave me more motivation to not partake in those same behaviors as he did.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. Well, again, thank you for the personal history. Definitely
Of course.
helps me see the whole picture of everything and continuing getting to know you.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think we're going to spend kind of the last part of the session. I'm just going to check the clock real quick. So we got about 15 minutes left. So I just want to spend the rest of the session again just kind of talking about your presenting concerns, so that on my end I can kind of start understanding your symptoms and how I can best help you. Okay, cool. So so far it seems that you've been hospitalized, you've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Has anyone explained to you kind of the symptoms and what the characteristics of it are? No.
Well, from like my past episodes and my behavior, having my very high highs and my low lows, my racing thoughts and my erratic behavior, that has probably led to the diagnosis. For the things that have happened in the past and for my hospitalizations, of course, as well too. My psychiatrist, my first one with the school, kind of explained that, in which, why she was giving me the lithium. She kind of explained like why I may have been feeling the way I've been feeling, and trying to help even that out. Even though like me taking the lithium for only so long, it only helped for so much time. Causing me to have reoccurrences of episodes.
Okay.
That are common.
So you're not taking the lithium anymore?
At the moment I am.
At the moment you are?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about the what we call the major depressive episodes that you've had, those opposite of that high where you felt like you couldn't move from bed and didn't really want to do much.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can say when I quit my job, from like Cheryl kind of getting on to me about always being at work. When I quit my job, I felt very like had no energy, because I had no motivation to do anything. Not being able to do something I love, it like ruined me. So during that time period where I was not working, it was really hard for me to get out of bed, to see my kids in my own house, or even to talk to Cheryl. It was really hard. I didn't want to do anything but just lay there, and kind of felt stuck. I didn't want help either. Help was kind of forced upon me, from Cheryl when she was looking out, but I didn't want no help. I just wanted to do something I love, give me my excitement back, my motivation. And that was my teams, my 2 teams.
Gotcha. Just so I can make sure that I have the sequence of events in the right order. So you had this depressive episode, or maybe numerous episodes before working with the track job, or
it was during. Well, I had these episodes as I was a coach.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And just remind me again, was there any specific thing you can remember that kind of spurred them on, that took you from that high down to that low?
Maybe when people were telling me that everything, that I was so worked into my job, and that they said maybe I should kind of steer away from it. It kind of started my lows. That's all I was wanting to do was my job. I wanted to be about my team.
Gotcha. Okay. So tell me about, when you are having these highs, how does that make you, feel? Does it make you feel happy? How does that personally kind of, like, how do you looking back on those situations, how do you feel about them?
In a way, I kind of feel proud. Because every time I was in that type of high, it's like my team was winning. They were in the lead of something. And so it always gave me that feeling of being powerful and moving to others. Anything that had to do with my team and progressing, and my student who had the scholarship, like anything that had to do with them just advancing in their life and in their athletic careers. I felt great. I felt very motivated to keep going and to lead them in the right directions as much as possible. Anything that had to do with me uplifting the team kept me on my toes.
Gotcha. That's good. Have you been in any other leadership or role model positions like that in the past? No. So of course you took the job for the athletic possibilities, but was there, when you were getting into it and knowing that you were going to be leading a team, how did you feel about that?
It felt great. It felt like I had a sense of control over things. So it made me feel great. It made me feel like, not like that I was just in command, but it gave me a little sense of direction in life, that I can, manipulate something to what I want to see, and, for a good outcome.
Right.
Like I said, that's all I want for my team, just for them to have good outcomes for themselves.
That's great. When you've had these episodes in the past, how long have the episodes lasted? For both the high highs and the low lows.
My highs last as long as usually as I know my team is good. So I mean, you know, every game, or not every game, every meet. You know, the more I see us moving up to championships, the more like excited I get, and the more passionate I am, the more motivated I am. But like if I'm away from my team, you know, or my work in general, you know, I start to get a little depressed. And
so are the highs specifically on those meet days, or is it does it last after the event? Maybe it precedes it, maybe it's before the event.
Kind of all in a way. Like maybe before meets, or as I'm planning the meets themselves, you know, have that inkling of excitement, and then, you know, we'll get there, get more excited like I did when I was hyping the team up with the sword. And then, you know, then seeing the meet for itself to see like who got first place, second place, third place, you know, I'm rooting for first place.
Right.
And then, you know, seeing all the results, and then seeing like my team in the first place all together, like that's my ultimate high. Like I'm just so proud of them. And I'm proud of my work. I'm proud to be their coach. It gives me this great feeling that I feel like I've accomplished something.
Great. That's a good feeling to have.
Yeah.
I'm glad you feel it. Awesome. Okay, well, I think that's gonna be it for us today, George. But thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
I'm really glad that we were able to talk, and I'm getting to know you and gonna continue getting to know you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. Thank
So, cool. We are good. Thank you very much.
you.